I never believed old stories could bleed, but that journal did. It spoke of a man who first defied the keeper. His name had been erased from every record. Scratched from stone, torn from burial lists, forbidden from human lips. Even the elders pretended he had never existed. Eliza and I turned each brittle page with shaking hands. The ink had faded, but the warning had not. As I read, the mark on my arm burned. First a sting, then a steady heat, then fire licking beneath my skin. It knew.
By sunset, the headman had gathered the entire village in the square. I stood beside Eliza,
feeling every stare like a stone thrown at my back. The sky was red, the color of spilled palm wine, or blood. The headman raised his staff and pointed directly at me. "She brings unrest," he declared. Just like that.
A murmur rippled through the crowd. Then something worse than shouting happened. They turned away, one by one. No one met my eyes. No one spoke my name. Mothers pulled their children behind them as if I carried plague.
Even little Simi, who once braided flowers into my hair, hid her face in her mother's wrapper. That was when I understood. The keeper did not rule alone. It ruled through obedience. That night, Eliza and I slipped into the old yam barn near the edge of the village. It had not been used in years. Dust swirled thick in the air, and the smell of dried earth filled my lungs as we dug through broken baskets and abandoned ledgers. Hidden beneath a rotting crate, we found burial lists, names scratched out violently, lines carved deep enough to tear the page, erased, but one had been removed carelessly. The ink still whispered beneath the scratches. I leaned closer, heart pounding. We were close, so close. Then, crunch. Footsteps outside. The oil lamp flickered wildly, casting shadows that crawled along the walls. We did not have time to run. The barn doors burst open. Masked hands seized my arms. I screamed for Eliza, but the chanting had already begun. They dragged us through the forest path toward the altar clearing. My heels tore against the earth. My mark burned like molten iron. I knew what this meant. The keeper was not just watching this time. It was coming. At the forest altar, torches hissed and spat. The headman stood waiting. He leaned close to me, breath trembling against my ear.
Without the keeper, famine would return. Disease, death. We made a bargain generations ago.
His voice was not cruel. He was afraid. That was the truth none of them dared say aloud. They were terrified of losing protection. But protection bought with blood is not protection. It is control. The chanting grew louder. The ground began to tremble beneath my knees. And then, it rose. From the shadows between the trees, taller than the Iroko trunks, its shape shifting like smoke wrapped around bone. Its eyes found mine instantly, the keeper. Every instinct in me screamed to look away, but I didn't. My arm felt like it was being branded alive. I remembered the faint ink beneath the scratches, the almost erased name. I sucked in a breath that tasted of ash and fear. And I shouted the first part of it into the night! The forest went silent. The keeper flinched, just slightly. But I saw it, the towering shadow recoiled. As though struck by something invisible, its form wavered, the chanting faltered, the villagers gasped. It could be wounded. And for the first time since the mark appeared on my skin, I was no longer afraid, I was angry. And that was far more dangerous.